Just live. Okay. There we go.
Yeah. It's a good that screen. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little slow pulling some of these out. I do use Google Drive, but not all the time.
All right. It is 6:34. I'll call the meeting to order. First on the agenda is the approval of the September 10th, 2025 Benton Township meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
I motion for the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
All right, we'll vote by roll call in alphabetical order by last name. Please respond with a yes, no, or abstain. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McNerney?
Yes.
Moving on, we are into the report section, starting with the financial report.
Okay, so September 2025 in our rainy day fund, we had 0 monthly expenses, pushing our year-to-date expenses of 0, a remaining approved budget of 0, and cash available is $89,138.56. In our township fund, we spent $3,286.85 in September, leaving our year-to-date expenses of $37,766.33. And a remaining approved budget. Now, this was before the additional appropriations. So that was calculated in, do you want me to read it after the additional appropriations?
If you have access to it, yes,
Yeah.
please.
So it's on our budget report by specific date range. So leaving a remaining approved budget of $207,233.67. And a cash balance of $303,209.15. And our township assistance fund was $0.15. In our township assistance fund, we had 0 expenses for September, leaving our year-to-date expenses of $9,526.95. The remaining approved budget of $15,473.05. And cash available of $111,209.62. And in our recreation fund, we spent $206.63, leaving our year-to-date expenses of $3,252.21, leaving a remaining approved budget after, leaving a remaining approved budget of $1,749.79 and cash balance of $12,067.19. So I'm sorry, our rainy day fund, so we have a remaining approved budget of $88,500 after last month's additional appropriations, but we still had 0 expenses from that. Once again, I will submit the board a new financial report. I apologize for missing updating those budget numbers. We have $450.22 in our COVID donation fund, $114.84 in our township donation fund, and $3,378.70 in our volunteer fire department donation fund. We received $848 in a deposit, which is, we always get kind of our money back for our workers' compensation insurance policy because we don't have any claims. So that was that deposit. We received our usual $1,491.25 in local income tax, and our Trust Indiana account has earned $1,604.86 in the month of September. Does the board have any questions?
Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the financial report?
I motion for the financial report.
Second.
All right, we'll vote by roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McNerney? Roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McNerney?
Yes.
Next up, we have the trustees report.
The town hall meeting that was originally scheduled for October 21st that we were invited to has been moved to Saturday, January 24th, 2026, the time to be announced, although I believe it will be in the evening. Senator Shelley Yoder reached out to Monroe County Township trustees with Senate Bill 1 projections and offered to meet with us to discuss our concerns. Other townships have reported that their officials, other than Shelley, have reached out as well. But for Benton Township, Senator Yoder has been the only one to reach out to, number one, make sure we knew about it, and number two, to get our feedback. The 2025 Benton Township Halloween event is scheduled for Friday, October 31st from 5:30 to 8:30. I have someone committed to the Smoky Bear costume, and the fire district also has had 2 people volunteer to help. However, I think it's great to see the board members there, and we can find a place to put you. I was researching the history and future of township consolidation in Indiana and came across an article about a township in Indiana that the headline said that they had an exceedingly high denial rate. And so the township trustee was like, hey, we're going to get down to the bottom of these numbers. So they discovered that their numbers were a little misleading due to the high number of people who do not return an application, who do not submit an application. Their application is not complete, but these figures are used in our annual report for the request for assistance. So I got to thinking about the way that we have been taking into consideration requests for township assistance. And when I first started this position, the Indiana Township Association advised to count any phone call that you get, any email that you get, any notice that you get as a request, and that kind of helps share our story. We often take action on it, referring them to other townships. However, I guess now I'm kind of maybe second guessing that approach, and I was wondering, what the board thought about it. So for this year, we've had 38 people contact us asking, submitting an application, leaving a message, but of those 38, we've received 11 applications. 4 of them were incomplete, as in we never heard from the person again, despite the fact that we tried to reach out. Of the 7 completed applications, we've helped a total of 5 people. Well, yes, 5 people, and 1 person was helped a total of 3 times. So the total amount that we have spent in township assistance this year has been $9,506.77. So I guess, what does the board think? Do you think that we need to be consistent with the way that we have counted requests for applications? So we would have 38 this year. Or think we should only count people who actually requested an applicant and township president. There's no opportunity to say people who submitted an application but it wasn't complete. There's just kind of requests, and then how many people did you help? So it would make our numbers appear quite a bit different if we went the second route, but it would also make us look like, out of the 38 people who requested for applications, that we only helped 5 people, which seems like whatever that percentage denial rate is.
How are other townships adjusting their responses to this question?
So this was a really old newspaper. Well, okay, it's probably been within the last 15 years. So I can't ask other Monroe County Township trustees to see what they did. And at some point, I thought that we all counted an inquiry as a request for application. But I can certainly ask.
Well, I mean, for me, I think that the curious thing would be, we oftentimes compare, this township against other townships, especially with requests and how many people we've actually provided assistance to. So that comparison, if we changed and they didn't, that might kind of look a little odd as well. I do agree with you, though, that if we're counting it as 38 requests and we've actually assisted in 5 instances. That does seem a little odd, but I think consistency across the board is something that we should aspire for. And I mean, I don't want to say that we shouldn't count the 38 requests because, having assisted with that, it does take time to reach out to other entities. So I think that we are providing a service. It may not be that we're actually providing assistance, but providing direct financial assistance. But I think in many ways we are actually providing assistance, and it's unfortunate that the metrics don't really allow us to, put those into those columns. Or have any other?
No, I agree pretty much with what you said. I guess, I wish there'd be a way that you could report both numbers or all those numbers just for transparency and clarity. I guess to be an official request, I guess I would think that you'd have to finish the application, so that would make me lean towards the 11 number. But then, but you make a good point with the 38. You're still having to take action on all those regardless.
Well, and I think that it's important too, because, if somebody had called in or sent an email and, we responded by getting them to the right location, what if we didn't respond to that request? Because we're only here to help, people have been, and I think that our reaching out and helping other people find where they need to get to promptly may help them to get that financial resource quickly. But I really wish that there was a way of saying, we had 38 requests for assistance, 5 were transferred to other townships, and we've been following up on that to find out if they actually got assistance as well. 5 were wrong numbers. It would be really cool to have all of that data lined out as to what those requests were, because it does get to the point of how much time was spent in providing some of this.
Well, and I'm happy to provide that as best as I can for an internal annual report.
Right.
That's not what's going to be sent out to the state and reviewed by the legislatures.
Is it your opinion, I guess, like, you don't have to answer that. If it is it, do you think that they're trying to use that against townships?
I feel like everything's on the table.
Yeah, because I would say if that is the scenario, then use the 11 and the 5, because that percentage is going to be much greater and more representative of the help that's being done. Whereas the 38 to 5 is so easily manipulated. But
I agree.
You have to
Very
work
well.
within the constraints of the information that needs to be provided, so it seems like, if somebody wants to give a report to me, that's misleading to say, well, we've only helped 5 out of 38, that's a low percentage. That's, but they're trying to do that, they're trying to say, well, maybe we don't need to provide this because it's only a few people that are actually being helped. But that's not the case. And, you don't have, sometimes people call for the wrong township, and that's not something that we can change.
I think
And they are getting help by your, transferring them to another service. So that should be, put into account too, but.
Yeah, I think consistency in accounting is something that, and it's unfortunate that the state perhaps isn't providing the direction. And, we would like these numbers to be counted and only these numbers, We understand that you may get phone calls and you may be transferring people to other townships and, but I think that it would be nice to have some direction saying, we only want the number of people who actually are getting assistance or have gone through that filled out a form or received a form, or if you really want to get to the data and provide accountability or accounting for this information, then it needs to be consistent for all townships in the state.
And we are sort of the last line of defense. I mean, where else do you go if you need help? There's, the shelter maybe, but a food pantry, but that's it.
One thing that I forgot to write down, so this is on the fly, is I did attend the educational conference that the Indiana Township Association had. I attended a certificate course on ethics in government. I attended a class on government and AI. A lot of these, so I've been going now for 12 years, and a lot of these are the same sessions, the same slide deck, sometimes the same presenters year after year. So sometimes it is challenging to find a well-rounded presentation. But I had never been to the ethics in government one. I had been to the internal controls. There's one other one that I am missing, so I'll have to report on that next month. So, but overall, I thought it was helpful, and there are certainly other Monroe County trustees there as well.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it would just be nice if we're all accounting for them at least, in Monroe County the same way. And as you pointed out, what we report to the state, can be different than how you report that to the information to the board as well. I, for one, am very interested to see the breakdown of the number of contacts the township has, be it, through assistance or through just, getting somebody to the right location or the right township. Those are really important to me and feel that curiosity.
I agree.
Do you guys ever get together like trustees? Does that ever happen?
We typically meet once a month, but it also depends on what's going on. So for example, this past month, we all had the Indiana Township Association conference, so we didn't meet this month. During the next month, I'll be out of town. So sometimes we'll have speakers, like we met with Lisa Ridge a few months ago about kind of the new roads and infrastructure fund.
Good reporting. Does the board have any other questions? Comments? All right. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the trustees report?
I make a motion to approve the trustees report.
Second.
Okay, we'll vote by roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McInerney?
Yes.
Yes. And finally, under the report section, we have the township assistance report.
Okay. Number one, I received a find help referral via a web form. I emailed the person back, but I have not heard from them. A few days later, I received a phone call asking for rent assistance, no name given. I've tried to call them back multiple times with no answer and no ability to leave a message. I did get a phone call. At some point, my voicemail started being sent to spam. So this was returned somewhat recently when I discovered that was an issue, and I did add a filter to send all of the voicemail to inbox. But a previous applicant is calling asking for assistance with propane. Again, I tried to return his call. I did leave a message, but I have not heard back. That is all.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the township assistance report?
A motion to approve the township assistance report.
Second.
Okay, we'll vote by roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McInerney?
Yes.
Yes. All right, next up, we have new board business, and we have the 2026 budget adoption.
Okay. So based off of our conversation last month and regarding the proposed increase in the salary of township board and salary of trustee, I have made those adjustments in the budget form 1 budget estimate, and subsequently lowered the other services and charges by that amount. So overall, the total amount for the budget for next year for the general fund is still the same. And so I provided the board with updated financial information for that. So as far as the budget, we have two forms that the board needs to sign. The first one is the ordinance or resolution for appropriations and tax rates. And then the second one is the resolution establishing salaries of township officers and employees. Does the board have any questions about the 2026 budget as it has been presented?
No.
Or comments?
What are the two forms again?
Ordinance or resolution for appropriations and tax rates, and resolution establishing salaries of township officers and employees.
Does the board have any discussion, questions, comments?
The tax rate, is it the same?
It should be because it didn't change the overall figures.
So we're gonna need a motion for each of these, since there's no further discussion on it. Do I have a motion to approve the proposed tax rate for 2025?
The motion approves the tax rate for 2025.
Second.
All right, we'll do a roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McInerney?
Yes.
Okay, so each of you have your respective boxes, so please indicate with a check mark what your vote is and then sign.
And next I have, let's see here. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution establishing salaries of township officers and employees for 2025?
I make a motion to approve the resolution for salaries for 2025.
Second.
Do a roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McInerney?
Yes.
Every form seems to be different. Okay. All right, I think that concludes our meeting today. It is 6:57 PM. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
We'll vote by roll call. Dodds?
Yes.
Husk? Yes. McInerney?
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned.
Michelle, I'll be at the Halloween event to help.